Hi, my name's Glenn. This is Karen, my wife, and this is our bus. Hello everyone, Glenn here, working on the bus again today, finally. The weather here has been pretty rough for the last couple weeks. As you can see, there's quite a bit of snow, and it's also been quite cold. There's the house. Anyway, it's been quite cold, and so working on the bus has been kind of put on the back burner, if you will. But what I plan on doing today is one of the reasons I really haven't advanced very far on the bus is because ever since I took out this wiring and stuff here, I haven't been able to get the bus to run, not even to start or to do anything pretty much. So I've got this wiring mess here that I have, you know, on one of the other videos. And the thing is that even though I had this mess before, at least the bus would fire up and run. I just wasn't able to shift it, or the throttle wouldn't work, and the high idle wouldn't come on. So in the meantime, I've been trying to, well, since then, just suddenly one day, without any reason, I mean, without even having touched any of this wiring since that point, now everything is just completely dead. I get nothing, no lights, no flashers, no blinking, anything, no indicators at all. And even though I do have full power at my front J box up front, and I've got my batteries are completely charged up here. So these are completely charged up. I've got them disconnected right now because I don't like to leave the batteries on because it does drain down eventually. So what I plan on doing today is I'm going to go ahead and connect these batteries back up to my fully charged batteries. They are fully charged, and I've got an idea from one of the MCI reps on one of the things that I can check in the front J box. For one idea that the MCI rep gave me to look for, he said module A1, when the main bus battery is on, and when the hooked up, of course, and when the main battery master switch is on, and when the dash master switch is on, that the one wire at module A1, which is this module here, pin number 1 is this brown wire right here, and he said that the corresponding wire that comes out of it should be 2001B. I'm assuming what he means by that is that's the numbers on the wire, so I haven't looked for that yet. But when the main master switch is on, then apparently that wire should be switched to ground. So if it's not switched to ground, he said that the system won't so-called wake up. So I'm going to check that today. I've got this chest mount thing I'm going to put the camera on and just try to use that while I'm dinking with it so I can at least get a video out here. But the thing is that with the bus not running, it's very discouraging. You don't want to put money into the bus. You don't want to put a lot of effort into the bus. There's some things that I've done with the bus, even with it not running, that is working towards a conversion, but it's getting to the point to where I'm gonna have to start buying materials and putting a lot of effort into it, and I'm really just not wanting to do that until I can get the bus running. So I've got the MCI guy that works for the 12, or represents the 12 western states. He's supposed to come out next month sometime, and take a look at it for me. And so hopefully that'll bring some fruition. But in the meantime, until I get the bus running, then I'm probably not going to be doing a lot of videos on the conversion. So because if the bus doesn't run, what's the point? I mean, I drove the bus here, it ran then. The way I look at it, if you can take a an engine out of a bus and put it on a trolley in a shop and fire it up and test it to see if it runs before you put it back in your truck or whatever it came out of, then obviously the bus can run, the motor can run. So it's just a matter of figuring out the sequence of wiring that has an issue. There's some relays, there's some grounds maybe at issue or whatever. It's just a matter of figuring that stuff out. So I should be able to figure that out either myself or with some help, and I don't mind even paying somebody to help figure that out. But either way, it just needs to be done. So I'm going to do today, I'm going to go ahead and check out the grounding of this #1 pin on module A1, and I'll mount the camera in such a way, hopefully you can just kind of follow along with that, and we'll see how that goes. So okay, so I've got everything on, and so now I'll come over here to the front J box. I've got the dash master switch off. Now the best that I can tell is, first of all, I've got to see if that wire is actually 2001B. This black wire here coming out, the numbers are incredibly small. They're on the edges here, and I'll tell you, it's all I can do to see them. But this has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, goes on around. The other ones are a higher sequence of numbers. These, I don't know, maybe that's also 1, 2, 3, 4. See, that's the thing. I don't even know which one, which #1 is the one that's supposed to be to ground when when the master switch is on. So there again, I'm going to have to find out more information. But I can at least find out to see if this wire here is 2001B, and it's not. It's 8737. Let's see what this one over here is, because this also has a #1. Or wait, where was that? Man, there's so, I almost need to get a magnifying glass. Matter of fact, without a magnifying glass, I'm not going to know for sure. Wait, okay, this has a 1 here. This brown wire here is a number 1. So that would correspond with this wire, which it is also not 2001B, it's 8732. So more frustration. Oh, here's a 2001B wire, just like the guy said. Right here, this white wire, if I can see where it's, so it's going up in this corner. I can't tell what number that is. According to the schematics, this wire here, this 2001, wait a minute, or excuse me, this one here, this is 2001B, just like the guy said, per the schematic, should go to ground when the switch is on. So even if I can't tell for sure if this is number 1, at least I know that this is the wire he was talking about. So that gives me some positive hope on the wiring here and how it fits the schematic. So I'm going to see if I can't test that. But if I can get my probe down inside there, I can check it and see what it does when the master switch is on. So and I'm assuming that I'm just looking for a ground. So I'm just checking for continuity. So the best that I've been doing here is I've been clamping this end of my tester to the bus, just to make sure I get a good ground here. So theoretically, any ground that I check here should give me a beep. So now, got this here. This, I don't want to get that on the bus. Anyway, so this gives me a real fine point that I can probe up in there with. So I'm going to see what I have. Okay, so I've got it in there. So now, when I reach to the window up here, turn my master switch on, nothing, which tells me that apparently that's my problem, I suppose. Oh, wait a minute, no, that does go to ground. Okay, so my pin here, wire 2001-B, does go to ground when the master switch is on. So being that that's the case, and that tells me that that's not my problem. So at least I've eliminated that part of it. The problem is, I don't really know where to check next. I've gone over all these fuses. I've gone over all these connections. I've checked every one of these fuses in these boxes, and I always come to a dead end. this fuse box here, there's 4 rows of fuses basically, and if I recall, the 2nd and the 4th row are dead. So I'm assuming what has to happen is one of the relays has to kick in order to energize that, which that relay would have to be kicked in by another function or action. But to tell you the truth, I just don't know enough about it to figure that out. So at least I know that I found the wire that the MCI guy was talking about, and it does switch to ground when the master switch is on. So I guess I know that much, which isn't much. So now I'll let him know that I do have ground at that point. He said if that has ground, the bus should wake up. The bus doesn't wake up, so I suppose it means I have another problem. Anyway, so at least I was able to establish that. Tell you the truth, I've been in this thing so many times, I'm probably not going to do any more in it today. I'd rather just hire somebody to fix it. So I just point one more thing out before I shut the camera off. I'm going to put this away real quick. There was 12 inches of snow out here last weekend. A lot of snow. Now it's beautiful out here. The snow is melting. And it's real soft, and it's probably about 40-some degrees right now, so it's probably going to be melted here within a day or two if the weather keeps up. So basically this junction box back here, the top module and the bottom module are dead. There's no power going to them. So again, that tells me that there must be some relay or something that isn't switching to turn those modules on. I don't even know what those modules do. The last time I had the bus running, of course I couldn't shift it, I couldn't do those kinds of things, but at least it would start and run. And also the AC would kick on full blast for whatever reason. Of course I don't have it connected, I mean it's all been, you know, the refrigerant lines have all been opened up, and there's no refrigerant. Actually, that was the only thing that I did from the time it would start to when it went completely dead, is I disconnected the AC lines, and I had a HVAC guy make sure that they weren't that they were purged correctly. So that's the only thing I've done since then, between it running and not running. So I'm not sure what happened there, but hopefully I can get somebody to figure it out. Anyway, so that's what I've been working on, and like I said, it's discouraging to say the least to have a bus you want to convert that just won't start because of a electrical problem. It's probably just something minor, one wire somewhere that needs to be reconnected or figured out. And until that happens, I won't be putting a lot of effort into the conversion process, and I think everyone can understand why that would be the case. So, but I'll keep everybody tuned up on it, and so everybody kind of knows what's going on. I don't want to just leave it hanging. I'll do whatever I can to get this thing running. So that's what I'm doing today, and hope everybody enjoys the video, and take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching, everybody.